Video games are about fun and entertainment, right? So, how did they end up giving me my one and only genuine phobia? Hey, it's Max. I've been a fan of video games for as long as I can remember, long before I was actually allowed to play them growing up. And as long as I've loved video games, I've hated water in video games. I mean, what other reaction was I supposed to have when some of my first experiences playing the N64 at my friend Joe's house were a giant eel that definitely wanted to eat me, a fanged whale that I actually needed to let eat me to progress the story, an ocean full of, well, more eels, and even this harmless blue dinosaur, which terrified me because at this point I had already been conditioned to fear anything large in the water. I swear some game developers seem to have made it their life's mission to scar children. All of these things scared me, but what terrified me as a kid was when my cousin introduced me to his new PS2 game, and a game I genuinely loved, Jak and Daxter. Anyone who has played it already knows where this is going. You see, to prevent the player from wandering out to sea, other than just putting in an invisible barrier, they decided to be a little more immersive with sharks. But not just any sharks. These were lurker sharks. And what's a lurker shark, you may ask? Well, it is a shark, but it's yellow and roughly 50% mouth. Jack's heart would audibly start to race when he entered deep water, and small wonder because death was about 5 seconds away. If I lived in a world where these things were hanging around the shoreline, I would never, ever get within 20 feet of the shore. And so, when I was old enough to start buying my own games, I steered very, very clear of any game that had too much blue. That was until my friend invited me to play a game he had recently been sinking a lot of time into, a cartoony pirate game called Sea of Thieves. How fun! And it's set entirely on the ocean. Oh no! I thought the ships were cool, I loved the sailing mechanics, but the first time I saw a 100-foot shark breach the water next to our boat, I closed the game in record time. No thanks, I don't need to be seeing that. See, I had two recurring nightmares as a kid. In the first, I was trapped in a chain link fence maze in near pitch darkness as a pack of raptors would try to hunt me down. This one I attribute to simply watching Jurassic Park too many times when I was young. My second recurring nightmare was being in deep water with large, toothy predators. So, a shark larger than my boat? Not something my imagination needs to see, thanks. Same goes for those sea serpents in Valheim, and those leviathans in Subnautica. I was working foster care for a year, and when the boys booted up Subnautica, I watched them play for about 5 minutes before I heard one of those things roar, and I walked away. I had seen enough. And I can guess at the root of the fear. It's the sense of helplessness, the defenselessness I had experienced as a kid. I couldn't kill that freaky Mario eel, and I couldn't hurt a lurker shark. Once my friend showed me that I could actually kill a megalodon in Sea of Thieves, I wasn't as scared of it anymore. I mean, I'd still panic if I was tossed off the boat, but that's why I mostly stayed below deck and focused on repairs, I guess. And I still need to take several real-life deep breaths before I go diving down to explore a shipwreck. But that's all after dozens of hours of exposure of what to expect in Sea of Thieves. Try to talk me into a new video game ocean experience like Dredge? That would be a hard pass, thanks though. Were there any games that terrified you as a kid? I'd appreciate any help with my new channel here with a like or a comment, and let me know what I can do to improve my videos. Thanks for your support, I'll see you next time, and as always, have a great day.